Hi guys, Christian here from the MCI Trading Academy, bring you a fresh stock market analysis outlook for the week ahead. Now guys, we have a lot of things to go through this week, so let's get right into it and make sure you watch until the end guys, as we'll be discussing some potential huge moves to happen in the stock market this week. And before I start guys, if you do enjoy this video and you find it useful, please give us a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We do bring out a fresh stock market analysis outlook for the week ahead every single Monday morning. Now, guys, I did mention over the last couple of weeks not to get the FOMO and start buying into the stock market rally. Why? Because we were so overextended and in overbought territory that it just didn't make sense from a technical analysis point of view to go all in the stock market. However, it seems like some of you did get the FOMO, and after the bullish day that we had last Monday, I kept getting messages from people saying, why are you so bearish on the stock market? Can you just not accept that we are going to all-time highs? I said, okay. And then, and then on Tuesday, this started trending again. Okay, which is it's basically a person that's recording themselves live. They are picking names out of a hat of companies that they like to invest into next. No technical analysis, no fundamental analysis. They invest in any company. Why? Because all companies goes up. Okay, all companies go up. Okay, that makes no sense whatsoever. Now, when I saw this, I started getting even more bearish on the stock market. And then on Thursday morning, I started getting messages from those crypto traders saying, I've heard Bitcoin is going up again. I'm going all in into Bitcoin. When I've heard that, I started getting even more bearish on the stock market. And guess what? Starting Friday morning, we have started to see some pressure on the stock market. And guys, this was all staged. Okay. Now we've had, and it was all an options play. Okay, it was all to do with options trading. Why is that? Well, we had 2.1 trillion worth of options expiring on the 19th of August on the stock market, on the S&P. Now, there were just so many puts in the system that the market could not go down before Friday morning when the stock market opened. It just could not go down. Now, we've also had 5.6 billion worth of options expiring on the VIX on Wednesday last week. Now, we had a lot of calls open at 20. We had a lot of calls open here at 20 on the VIX. So the VIX could not go up until those calls expired, which it did expire on Wednesday. Now, the play was last week that we had to wait for the VIX options to expire, and we also had to wait for the options on the S&P 500 to expire. Once those expired, now you can see how the stock market is now going is going down. It's getting a lot of pressure, a downward pressure because of this. So guys, there's always a reason for everything that's happening. Don't get into the FOMO. Make sure you do your technical analysis and don't get sucked in everything else that you hear. Okay, because especially when you start hearing all those so many people talking about the next bull market, how we're going to all-time highs without any understanding of the stock market. That is when we have to start being a bit more fearful on the stock market and increase perhaps our sell exposure. Now let's go into what we should be expecting this week. So in terms of economic news, we have the only thing that we should be focusing on and we should be aware of this week is on Friday. the 26th of August. On Friday, the 26th of August, we have the Fed Chair Powell speaking at 3 o'clock 3 p.m. UK time. This is one of the most important events to be aware of coming into this week, guys. So make sure there will be a lot of volatility coming into this and during this speech. So make sure you are aware of it. Now, in terms of the charts, we are finally seeing that downward pressure that we've been waiting for and looking out for the last couple of weeks. Now let's start here with the UK 100. Now the UK 100 finally came into this 8-hour IC and has been consolidating here over the past week. We've seen some attempts to try to bring this down, but all those attempts were being brought back up. Now we're seeing some downward pressure again today. We just need to wait and see if this momentum here will be indeed will get some follow through to the downside. The thing I'm looking for in here is to see a 4-hour close below the 2 EMAs here, because we can see how those 20 and the 50 EMAs have been acting as strong support. So once we see a candlestick closing below this, then I can say that we have finally broken this structure here, and we'll be looking for lower lows and lower highs to be formed. So watch out for these guys. Potentially we can get some nice a sell opportunity coming into today. Next, we got the DAX. Now, what a beautiful trade, guys. Now, we did discuss this last week and we smashed last week's analysis, guys. If you haven't watched last week's analysis, make sure you go and watch it. I'll put a link in the description below. We smashed every single point that we made on there, guys. So, yeah, make sure you carry on watching those weekly analysis videos, because this is full of very useful content. Now, in terms of the DAX here, we've came right into this trend line, gap, inched above it a little bit just to grab some liquidity, and then we've seen some downward, quite excessive downward pressure here. Okay, and we are going down here into this daily IC here, which is quite crucial. Now what we have here, we're finally getting a sell signal on the daily time frame here. Now last time we got those daily sell signals, they've been very powerful. Can you see here, sell signal, big crash we've had here in June. The last time we got a sell signal was in November, and we had a big shift downwards. So those sell signals, once we do get them, they seem to be quite excessive to the downside. Okay, so make sure you are prepared for perhaps a potential big move down. Now where am I looking for this to end up? Well, I'm looking for price ultimately to come into this daily IC here, and if it does come in here, then I'll be looking for some consolidation and perhaps go and enter aim for a new higher high. Now I can see here on the short term, yeah, that we finally this morning cleared, we went below, we cleared this liquidity here, and we are going towards this 1 hour IC here. So watch what price does here, guys. Okay, so may be able to perhaps get some short-term buy here. However, just bear in mind that overall we are looking for sells so far. Okay, we finally cleared the first bit of liquidity. There's more liquidity sitting here, and ultimately we like to get it all the way down to the daily IC. That's the target, guys. Okay. Next, US 30, and again we smashed this analysis. What happened? What did we discuss last week? I did mention about this liquidity area sitting right here, right above those highs here, and I did mention how I did like a potential scenario that I see is for price to go inch above it, clear the liquidity, then move down, and that is exactly what happened. Now as it stands now, it seems like we are retesting the trend line that we broke, and we also have some support coming in from the 200 and the 20 EMA. So this area here will be quite powerful. Now if we do break below this area, okay, then I see more downside pressure to come. Now what a potential scenario I'm looking for here, I'm looking for price to come here, get some bounce, some short-term bounce from those moving averages up, and then ultimately come into perhaps either this IC here, or ultimately I would like for price to come all the way down here in this into this IC. That's where I potentially like to buy from, either here, okay, where we have the trend line acting as support as well, or down here over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so watch this, guys, potential bounce from here, and if this doesn't hold, then perhaps coming to this daily IC here and have a short-term bounce, and then ultimately come into here. Here will be the first stage, 31,900, and then if this doesn't hold either, then ultimately we're looking for price to come to about 30,800. Next we got US 100. What happened last week? Exactly as we predicted. Price came, cleared the liquidity above here, came right into this IC here, and then started selling off. What is it doing now? Now it's at a critical level. It looks like we gapped down last night, and we are now below the 20 EMA, and we are below the trend line that we broke as well. So we are in a critical level here. Okay, we've got the sell signal as well on the daily. Now the last couple of times we got a sell signal, we had a big move downwards, so make sure that you are also prepared for a big move down as well, because if we may be getting that, especially with all this bullishness going on the last couple of days and weeks. Now we are at a critical level here. Okay, we are in this 8-hour IC here, where I expect to see some sort of bounce. Now if this doesn't hold, I expect for price to come down into here, okay, into 12,650, and have some short-term bounce, and then from that onwards we see how price develop. Ultimately I would like price to come a bit lower, okay, coming into around 12,300, either to this IC here. Previous resistance will turn into support here, so that will be quite a good area to buy from. And if this doesn't hold, then perhaps we'll be retesting those lows in here, so watch out for that. Next we've got US 500, and guess what? Exactly as we predicted. Price last week came right above this area, cleared this liquidity, and then started selling off. Now in here, looks like we've already had a lot of downside pressure coming into today. As you can see here, we are approaching the lower EMA here already, and it's already Monday. It's only Monday, so this will be quite interesting how it will play out. Okay. So we have to be aware of this. Now what I'm looking for in here, okay, we just about getting the sell signal. We just need to see how today will close. If today closes bearish, then most likely we'll get a sell signal, which will indicate to us there's more downside pressure to come. Now what are we looking for in terms of this week? Now I'm looking for price to come in and come into this 8-hour IC here. Okay, so preferably price will go below the lower EM, come into this 8-hour IC, where we can have a bounce and close the week within the expected moves. Now you can see, guys, here that the 20 and the 50 EMA have been acting as strong support here. Now once we've broken the 20, if we broke the 50 as well, I would expect this to act as resistance in the future. So this will work out quite nicely with our scenario, where we'll go all the way down, consolidate into here, and then come back up here, where we can perhaps get another sell and aim for a lot lower. Now where am I aiming for? The first target is around here at around 4,000, 3,950, 4,000. This daily I see here. This will be my first short target, and then we'll see how price develops from here. If this level doesn't hold, then ultimately will be most likely retesting those lows or making new lows. So be very, very careful, guys. If we are to look at the VIX, we finally broke out of this downward trend line. We broke above it, actually gapped above it, okay, which seems like there's a lot of fear coming back into the market. Watch this 25 level, guys. If we go above it, there's increasing fear coming back into the market, and that is very, very negative for the stock market. Next, DXY, the dollar index. Now, we did mention last week how a potential scenario was for this to be a fake move, a fake break of this downward, this trend line here. And guess what? It was a fake move, a fake break. Why? Because straight after this break, we went right and closed above it over the next couple of days. Now, what are we seeing here on the dollar? We are seeing that we are potentially going to make new highs here. And if we are making new highs, guess what? This puts even more pressure on the stock market. So this is a signal for us indicating that people are becoming more fearful and they are moving their money into cash, into US dollars. Next, we need to talk about gold. And guess what? We were spot on with this trade, guys. We were looking to get the sell trade from here. And if you did, well done to you. Now, what we are looking for in here, we've got a 1 hour IC here and a 4 hour IC here. So just watch and see how price develops once it gets into those two areas. If it comes in here, consolidates, perhaps we can get a buy position in. Also monitor the dollar. Okay, we know that the dollar and gold, they tend to move quite in opposite direction, so monitor that as well. If the dollar gets too overbought, perhaps it's time to look at gold and look for buying opportunities. Not now, potentially this week or over the next couple of weeks. Next, an interesting trade we have here is GBP USD. Now you can see here on a daily time frame, we've been making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we are getting into this 1 day IC here. Okay, we are getting to this 1 day IC with divergences being built. So guys, monitor this. If the dollar becomes too overbought over the next week or next couple of weeks, we can expect a relief in the dollar, some pullback, and that will work out quite well with a nice buying opportunity in GBP USD. So monitor that over the next couple of weeks. Next, USD MXN, and we were spot on with this trade. We gave out this trade live, okay, in our stock market analysis last week. If you did catch that, well done to you. Okay, that was very, very profitable. So congratulations. Now, in terms of what we're looking for next in here, is we're looking to see if we can either clear up those highs. The liquidity are sitting above here, but I am also aware of this 4 hour IC here. Okay, that will provide some pressure. So just be careful with that. Okay. No setups for now. We are out of the trade and we are just waiting to see what happens with the dollar over this week. Lastly, we need to talk about Bitcoin. And guess what? We were talking last week how we were monitoring to see if this trend line was to be broken, and we also we're looking to see if we can get a shift in structure to the downside. And guess what? We did get that. We got a break of the trend line, a break of the structure, and we are very back to being bearish on Bitcoin. Not bullish as some people were on Thursday, and guess what? On Thursday they were bullish, and guess what? On the 19th, on Friday, we started seeing what? Big sell-off in Bitcoin. Is that a coincidence? Maybe yes, maybe not. Okay, now what are we looking for in here? So I did mention, guys, the ultimate target for Bitcoin is here. It's around 12,000, 12.5 to 13,000. So there's still a lot of downward pressure to come in here, and I don't see how this will get a bid up at all. To be honest, there's no one buying cryptocurrencies at the moment. There is just too much fear in the market for it to go up as it stands. Okay, so make sure you just watch that over the next coming weeks, and potentially by the end of the year we can get a nice buying opportunity if price gets to our area of 12.5 to 13,000. Now lastly, guys, I just wanted to show you this graph, this text here that I've taken from an article I was reading over the weekend. Now it basically states that the average S&P gain in 43 bear market rallies, remember guys, we are in a bear market rally, is since 1929 was 17.2%. So each rally that we've had was around 17.2%, with an average duration of 39 days. Now the current rally that potentially ended last week was 17.4%, okay, so close enough, in 41 days. Again, very, very close enough to what statistics tell us that normally happens in the past in bear market rally. So bear that in mind. If this was a bear market rally, then we are likely going to see new lows in the stock market in the next coming months. Okay, so don't go full bullish in the stock market just yet, guys. Be careful. Okay, there's a lot of risk out there. That's it from me this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you give us a thumbs up if you found the video useful, and also subscribe if you are new to the channel, and also follow us on Instagram for more useful tips, and also where you can find more detail about the trading courses we offer. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope you have a great trading week.